that people are living on island time. I mean, we are starting this rally early. Let that be noted. So thank you, Coast Salish people, for hosting us today. Thank you, Islanders who have traveled a really long way. Coastal people from all over. It's so good to be standing shoulder to shoulder. Good to be together. And thank you also to the fantastic volunteer team all over the coast, people that are doing the economic analysis, people who are trying to find different ferry schedules to avert these really terrible cuts that have been announced unilaterally, people that are organizing, doing the government's work. Thanks so much to the volunteers. Big hand round. So I'm Sheila Malcolmson. I'm chair of Islands Trust Council, which is one of the local governments affected by ferries in the Salish Sea. Are there other elected trustees here in the crowd? Wave your placards. Right on. We've got Pander, Saturna, Salt Spring, Main Island, Bowen Island from Howe Sound, all over. Hornby Island I know is here. Right on. It's so good to see you. Quadra, yes, okay. Quadra's buses arrived earlier than ours. Okay. So in the Islands Trust area, 3 out of our 6 MLAs are Liberal Party MLAs. So we are looking for representation in the House. I hope that you'll work with me, get a little noise here so our representatives who are in there right now debating ferries can hear you loud and clear. It's time for some truth-telling on ferry service. And the first one I want to talk about is the myth that if we don't like it, we can just leave. In fact, we've got businesses we've invested in, we've got multi-generations of family support that keep us together, keep us in our communities. And so I ask you, can we just leave? No! That is true.
Can we elect a new government?
Yeah!
My next question is, how user pay are we? Ferry users put in $5 billion into the ferry system since the Liberals came into power. The taxpayer has put in $1 billion.
That's fair.
BC Ferries constitutes less than half of 1% of the provincial budget. This is not a massive subsidy. System-wide, you ferry users pay 100% of operating costs. There's no other transit system we can find in the world, certainly not in the province, that has that level of user pay. And if that was a BC Transit bus fare, instead of $3, that math would turn it into a $9 bus fare. So I ask you, do we pay our way? Yes! So my next question, did we cause these costs to go up? No! So BC Ferries' budget, since they came to power in 2002, has gone up 55%. Their finance charges have gone up 200%, with no user benefit at all. There's been no change to the ferry service. Ferry users have not asked for fancier waiting rooms. We have not asked for different cushions on the seats. We did not ask the federal government to increase the need for employees to have more users on the boat. We did not ask for gas prices to go up. Costs are completely a result of this government's ideological decisions. And so I ask you, did we cause these cost hikes?
No! Managers did.
Is cutting services helping make the ferry more sustainable?
No!
Is hiking fares for some of us as high as 142% in 10 years? Are fare hikes helping?
No!
You are so right. And I wish that you had the ear of the party in power. The answers they gave in the House this morning were quite discouraging. They only talk about how few boats there are on some of the late night sailings. They only talk about how much the provincial service fee contribution has increased. They never talk about how this is an essential lifeline service for us. They never talk about how much more we are paying. So I'll just finish by invoking again, we are a maritime province. The entire settlement pattern of our coast was predicated on affordable, reliable, for the people of ferries, and the policies we're seeing now feel to me like a major betrayal of that. We are not asking for anything that the rest of the province doesn't have and need. BC ferries are an essential infrastructure for the province. They're the foundation on which our communities grew and live, and the foundation on which businesses thrive. So finally, I ask you, do we want fiscal fairness for our marine highways?
Yes!
Thank you. And to the Chief Jack and the First Nations elders who are here with us today, Hachka Siem, thank you for your stewardship.